Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Hello, fabulous superstar Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of February 2022. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. It is going to be on the first of the month that we will have this month's new moon. This new moon is taking place at the very top of your sky, having to do with career and life purpose, having to do with your understanding of what a higher, more loving vision for your life looks like. Well, here's the thing. This is a new moon, which does suggest new opportunities. But there's another important factor playing out here. It's the way in which this new moon is essentially activating the Saturn-Uranus square. Now, the Saturn-Uranus square was especially active in 2021 and might have defined that year for a lot of us out there. Now, for you, with Saturn at the very top of your sky, Uranus in your sign, it was very much about connecting to some truth about who you are, whom it is that you are becoming, and how now that is going to shape what career aims you have, what you understand your life purpose to be. It's about taking that personal truth and allowing it to shape what you understand a higher, more loving vision for your life to be. This can be a very powerful time. This new moon is essentially happening hand in hand with Saturn, and it is also speaking in a square formation, a conversation of tension with Uranus. And even though these two planets, Saturn and Uranus, are not exactly connecting, they are still within org. And a new moon like this brings all of that tension, but the desire for change very much to the surface now. There may be new opportunities here, new career-related opportunities, some very practical in nature, but there's questions on your part as to whether or not these new opportunities are worth taking. The other way this energy can play out, though, is that it has to do with your alignment with purpose, and life purpose in particular, and perhaps wanting to turn or connect life purpose to career. A part of you now may feel very motivated in that regard. Remember, this type of conversation, a square configuration, does suggest activity. It suggests that things are changing, things are moving. It suggests that you are motivated to experience change and you're willing to take action to support the change you wish to experience. And in this way, sometimes squares, even though they can feel frustrating, they can actually be incredibly rewarding, because they do suggest that you're willing to take ownership for the change you desire to move yourself in that direction. Right now, that desire will be very much on the surface for you. Now, I do want to add another way this energy can play out is that there may be a new boss or person in position of authority who shows up now related to your career. This change may feel like it comes out of nowhere. It may feel like very much a surprise. And it may take a little bit of time for you to feel like you can adjust to the changes taking place on that front, the new alliances and relationships you'll have to form there. But for all that, there's also a sense now of you getting honest as to what is worth achieving and maybe what no longer is, what it is that you desire to align with in terms of a higher, more loving vision for your life, and what it is perhaps at one time you wanted, but it just seems too small for you now, or it just seems like it's not the right goal for you. Regardless, new moons bring new opportunities, but they also bring new realizations, new understandings that can't help but change so much for you going forward from here. Now, as we navigate later in the month, on the 16th is when we will have this month's full moon. That full moon will be taking place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with home. It has to do with the foundations of your life. It has to do with your understanding of your roots and also your family of origin, your parents in particular, where that applies. Now, this particular full moon is quite interesting. Full moons tend to bring with them culmination and fruition. This full moon, though, is exactly square the nodes, including the north node in your sign. That the nodes are incredibly important, while the planets, and in particular lunar events, speak to what we want, why we want it, and how we go about getting it. It is the nodes that speak to what the soul desires to experience, to learn, and can represent karmic lessons and karmic opportunities. With the North Node in your sign this year and into next year as well, wow, are you going to be going through powerful transformations? And so the fact that this full moon is speaking with the nodes now does suggest that whatever is changing on the home front, there is something very karmic about what is playing out now. It's almost like its time has come, or you're learning very valuable lessons related to the foundation of your life. Now, if it is that you have a home-based business or you work from home or with homes, there may be powerful developments taking place on that front at this time. But this can also be new understandings or realizations, or perhaps a sense of closure to a matter having to do with your past, having to do with your childhood. Perhaps a newfound understanding that may not necessarily feel easy to grasp, but ultimately allows you to feel more at home, whether that's in terms of where you live, whether that's in terms of your family of origin, or whether that's just within yourself, within your body, within your own skin. There's another factor here, and that is the fact that Pluto is aligning with this full moon in a type of alignment that astrologers call a quincunx. And so this type of energy is one that inherently holds an element of surprise. With Pluto, it's intense. With Pluto, strong feelings may come on for you, as well as a strong desire for change. For some, there may be practical changes that take place at this time where it comes to your living situation, for example. But for others still, this could be very strong feelings related to your past that maybe now are asking to be transformed, asking for meaningful forgiveness. Well, you will find your way forward, of course. But just know that if it feels like this full moon surprises you with its intensity, well, that is a real opportunity for you as well to understand what change it is that is now arriving, what transformation it is that you are now ready for, so that ultimately you can feel more at home with you. Now, on a practical level, though, I have to say, buying, selling, moving, new roommates, these are types of scenarios that can show up at this full moon. But remember, if it feels like things are changing on that front, know that home, and especially now with this full moon squaring the nodes, is where you are meant to be. And the universe does have a higher, more loving vision for that. And it involves your trust. It involves you going with the flow to seeing where it is your home is meant to be now. Now, when it comes to matters of love, Venus, of course, went direct late last month. And so that is energy that you're working with as we begin this month. It is going to be on the 16th that Venus will meet Mars in the sky. This is a super sultry energy. And this is energy that can heighten passion and desire, but also feel like a moment where a lot comes together, helping to motivate your pathway forward, especially related to the larger lessons of the Venus retrograde season. So remember, this Venus retrograde season took place with Venus, or is continuing to take place with Venus, in a decidedly worldly part of your sky, having to do with a more philosophical way to approach and understand love for you. For those of you open to meeting someone new, well, look, this month is a lot about resolution. People that you might have had your eye on, that you might have been interested in. Consider this as well. It was in December that Venus slowed down to a standstill and went retrograde hand in hand with Pluto. It is Mercury at the beginning of the month, slowing down to a standstill, going direct on the 3rd of February, hand in hand with Pluto as well. And so in many ways, this is going to allow us to see the events of December more intellectually, with a healthy detachment. And I think that may very well be the case for you. Once we get to the 16th, though, you are fully immersed. A very passionate moment could arise that is either related to someone that you've had your eye on, but now you're gaining clarity and understanding, or someone brand new. For those of you just starting to date somebody, what a powerful time this can be. It is about understanding how it is that this person adds energy of expansion or positivity. How is it that this person aligns with what it is that you believe philosophically, and where it is that they don't, and where they don't, it still works, or maybe it doesn't. This has been part of the larger learning of this Venus retrograde season for you. Well, as Venus meets Mars in the middle of the month on the 16th, under the light of that very emotional full moon, I feel like the lessons are going to be twofold. On the one hand, this is a turning point moment, a realization, either a moment of closeness or a moment of realization that this is not the one for you. But also asking yourself with that full moon, how at home do you feel with this person? How comfortable do you feel? If you genuinely feel at home with them, well, that full moon can bring with it a chance to accelerate and to create roots together. And for those of you in an established bond, that full moon in the middle of the month will especially play out if you live with this person or want to live with this person. And there will be developments on that front as to how your living situation is arranged, what's working and what isn't, where it comes to your established relationship. Now, the meeting of Venus and Mars will ask you to be honest about what you believe, what your partner believes, and if anything there is a deal breaker, any disconnect is no longer working for you. But for the overwhelming majority of Taurians out there, this full moon and this meeting of Venus and Mars is going to be a chance to connect more deeply, more passionately, and to envision what could be possible for the future that the two of you are co-creating together. What I love about this month for you, well, look, I do want to mention, and I'm mentioning this for all signs because it's really important. Once Mercury goes direct on the 3rd, all major planets will be direct until the end of April. That is a very big deal. It does suggest a time of forward momentum and progress for all of us and in all kinds of ways. This can be a powerful moment for you, a month like this that sort of reconfigures you to a higher, more loving vision for your life, but also a more grounded way of living that helps you to understand that you can feel at home and feel more grounded and rooted right where you are. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. At NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, you get expanded exclusive video scopes each and every week for each and every sign. Now, higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.